You face the last page as if it were an executioner's blade, sharp, inevitable, slicing through the story you once believed would go on forever. You clutch the edges of what's ending. A chapter, a relationship, a dream you treasured. You feel the ache of loss settle behind your ribs, a cold weight that whispers, "This is over." But endings are not voids to mourn eternally. They are fields ripe for the most unexpected harvests. Today you will learn to reap the hidden gifts buried in every conclusion and sow them into the soil of your next beginning. You begin by closing your eyes and taking a deliberate breath. You sense the finality in the air, the exhale that signals the last moment of a melody before it falls silent. You lean into that silence rather than resist it. You let your chest cave inward, honoring the gravity of what has come to rest. You whisper to yourself, "I am here fully for this ending." In that moment of presence, you open your hands to receive what endings offer: clarity, release, fertile ashes. You open your eyes and stand before the relics of what was, the letters in that drawer, now brittle with time, the empty chair that once held your companion, the dusty notebook where your dreams were born. You touch each object with reverence. You let your fingertips trace the lines of every goodbye, every farewell uttered or left unsaid. You acknowledge the sorrow, the gratitude, the relief, and the bewilderment tangled in the same knot. You feel the richness of these emotions pooling at your feet like compost ready to nourish new growth. You step forward and gather the first gift, clarity. You sift through the remnants and ask, what truth emerges now that the noise has fallen away? You listen as memories surface. What you loved most, what drained you, what you repeatedly forgave to your own detriment. You capture these truths and write them down, clear, unvarnished, irrevocable. Each insight is a seed, ready to be planted in the fertile ground of your next intention. You gather the second gift, release. You feel the tension in your shoulders, the way you carried grudges, regrets, and unused promises like heavy stones. You decide to unburden yourself. You take a scrap of paper and write the names of each weight: fear of failure, clinging to what's lost, silent resentments, and you burn it in a small bowl. You watch the ashes drift upward, the smoke carrying away what no longer serves you. You breathe in freedom's scent, tasting the openness it leaves in its wake. You gather the third gift, potential. You pause in the hush and imagine the space left behind as a blank canvas. You close your eyes and feel it beneath your feet, the expanse of unwritten pages, the empty seat at the table, the uncharted path. You allow your heart to quicken with the possibilities concealed within that void. You know endings carve out room for something wholly new, unexpected doors swinging open in corridors you never walked before. You begin to sow these gifts immediately. You plant clarity by setting an intention. I will speak my mind with honesty. I will choose only what aligns with my true north. You plant release by carving out one ritual of daily letting go, morning journaling, evening gratitude, or a quiet walk that leaves yesterday's weight behind. You plant potential by creating a small experiment, a new hobby, a fresh connection, a daring question you will ask yourself each dawn: what might begin today? You water these seedlings with consistent action. Each choice to honor your clarity, to practice release, to explore possibility becomes sunlight coaxing life from the soil of your ending. You witness as your future sprouts from the bed you prepared with reverence and courage. You understand that endings were never empty. They were harvest fields, brimming with the very seeds of your becoming. You stand now on the threshold of what follows, your hands open and ready. You carry the gifts you gathered, the truths you uncovered, the burdens you shed, the horizons revealed, like a basket of newborn life. You step forward into your next chapter, your heart attuned to the rhythm of cycles. Every ending ripens into a harvest, every harvest sows the promise of new beginnings.